Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, says it requires 40.9 billion shillings to conduct the 2022 elections. The commission says that the funds are necessary if it is to conduct free and fair elections. IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati said today that political parties seeking to participate in the elections must comply with the two-thirds gender rule. Our senior political affairs reporter Patrick Amimo reports.
The clock is ticking towards the August 9th, 2022 general election. Against the backdrop of a heated debate on Uhuru's succession race, the Electoral Commission has rolled out its countdown to the election day.
Public officers who wish to contest in the upcoming general election must resign 6 months to the general election. That remains the law, and that must be complied with. So that should remove any doubt to those who think there's a judgment of the court that will allow them to work until the last day. Let them leave, resign and go, and let other Kenyans take those positions.
The Commission is also keen to implement the contentious and elusive two-thirds gender rule. According to Chebukati, the provision has been attained in the county assemblies by way of gender top-up through party lists. IEBC will enforce the April 2017 High Court ruling to actualize the gender rule in Parliament.
The Commission was directed to reject any nomination list of our political party for its candidates for the 290 constituencies and 47 county-based elections for position of Senate that do not comply with the two-thirds gender principle.
Chebukati says the Commission is starved of funds to fully implement the election operations plan. The Commission requires 40.9 billion shillings, but National Treasury has so far allocated them 26.3 billion shillings.
For purposes of the 2022 general election, the Commission prepared budget and requires 40.329 billion to carry out all activities in the election operation plan. And we require further 588 million for purpose of procuring items to be used in the COVID-19 protocols, which include the thermometer guns, sanitizers, soap, and washing points, which brings the total election budget to 40.917 billion.
Even as the countdown to the 2022 elections begins, public servants who intend to participate in the 2022 general elections have until February 9th, 2022 to resign. The Electoral Commission has also said it will strictly enforce the Electoral Code of Conduct and take action against parties involved in electoral malpractices and violence. Patrick Amimo, KTN News, Mombasa.
Indeed, and we continue with our detailed coverage of Kivumbi 2022. And right now, I want to cross over to my colleague Sophia Wanuna, who's on standby on the other side of the studio. Sophia.
Thank you, Sharon. Indeed, we've watched that report. We had what the chairman, Chebukati, had to say a little bit earlier as well in that interview, and our panel discussion here, which will continue late after even the news. But Honorable Duale, just a quick thought from you on two-thirds gender rule. You heard what the chairman had to say. You've seen 4 new commissioners, the nominees that is, to fill those positions, 2 women, 2 men. Do you agree that there's not really an issue?
No, I mean, the chairman have said that, but there's no basis in law. I mean, Article 27 and Article, I think, 81 of the Constitution have not been implemented by Parliament.
Yeah.
So what maybe the chairman is using is a case that was brought, a constitutional petition that was brought before court in 2017 between Katiba Institute and IEBC, in which the court directed IEBC to use administrative mechanism to ask parties to implement the two-thirds gender. So minus an existing law actualizing the two-gender principle, which is not there now, what the chairman is said is not binding on political parties, leaders, including myself sitting here.
You agree with that sentiment?
No, I don't agree with Mheshimiwa because of the following reasons. It does not matter whether something is law or not. What matters is what are we doing right for the country. What is morally right is what we should be going for. doing things right in order to point a better direction, and a political commitment in order to demonstrate that we are agreeing that justice has not been done to the gender rule in this country. Justice has not been done to women for many generations. To just commit ourselves to doing things right matters most. So it doesn't matter whether something is in law or not. What matters most is how are we really trying to demonstrate to Kenyans in general that we are a society that is changing. So whether there is law or no law, I think the most important thing is for us to recognize that that's an issue that must be dealt with by Kenyans. It's a political commitment that we are looking for.
Absolutely. I mean, you remember I had more than 3-4 bills, the Duale bills, tried in Parliament.
That's true.
But we are talking about party nominations. You are subjecting candidates to the voters, which is a universal suffrage. So no political party can say that this constituency X is for this particular gender and this particular constituency is for this particular gender. And unless, you know, Prof, there's a difference between what is morally right and what is morally okay. But the bottom line is that there must be a legal framework for it to be implemented by the Commission.
Because
for now, there's a law in Parliament, which the National Assembly has passed, but it's in the Senate. It's called, I think, Special Interest Groups Amendment Bill, which could have addressed this matter, but it's before the Senate.
Right.
If the Senate can finish before May next year, where the nomination list is supposed to be presented, it's a different story. But I want to say categorically, and representing nearly other political parties, there's no legal framework to be used by IBC in making sure parties provide a list that has two-thirds gender principle.
Professor, just a brief one. No existing law, but you know Parliament has tried to enact the two-thirds gender for the longest. I think about 5 or 6 trials, Duale will tell us, but it's never happened. And yet that is the same thing they're saying, there is no law.
Yeah, I mean, politics has, countries have 2 levels of thinking about policies. First is what your aspirations are. Our aspiration is gender parity. It's not even 2/3. Gender parity, 50-50. That's the aspiration. What we think we can achieve is that gender rule. That one we think we can achieve. But in practical terms, we're talking about politics. And politics is war. It's competition.
There's no morality.
It's not about morality. Politics is about war. To tell me that I'm not going to Muranga for Senate because I have to step in for a lead, I'll say no. I was born the same day. Let it be.
I disagree with you. Even in war, there are people you don't kill.
No. They're called collateral damage in war.
That was 19th century war. When it came to Hitler, it was called total war.
Everyone.
Even children, some people from death.
Every war, has its own parameters and dynamics.
Correct. But politics, you see, when we talk about politics, there are 2 cakes in life. There's the wedding cake, which you are fed with, and there's a national cake, which when you get nearer, you're in trouble. So that's
all right, gentlemen, and we'll continue with this conversation. For now, let me take you back to Sharon Momanyi, who has more stories for us this evening. Please stay with us.
Very lively round table there, and of course keep it here on Kivumbi 2022, of course, because they'll be coming back to discuss more issues.